Hey guys, happy Monday. Good morning. So I just wanted to go live. This is something that I've gone live in my Fit family, and we've already talked about this actually 2 weeks ago, and I was like, I'm going to go live here, and I just never did. I didn't have the time or the energy because I was so busy focused on my Fit family and getting my nutrition app going to help even more people. So if you're new to following me, my name is Meg from Meg Rogers Coaching, and welcome. If you're on here, just drop me a hey or hello. Let me know you're here. Hey, Carrie. So do you ever get started on a journey and you're doing amazing, you're committed, you're excited, this is going to be great, and we are a couple weeks into January. It is January 13th, and now maybe you're finding that you are that you're restarting or something, and you were starting to see progress, but then the stomach virus hit, or the holidays hit, and now basketball and soccer or sports, and just everything is going to crap, and you're just trying to get back on track to save your life. You've got 10 minutes. Woot! All right, you caught me at the best time. So when we are looking towards failure and we feel like we're heading towards failure, we will do anything. We get so desperate that we will just start moving and doing something and anything to start climbing towards that point of success again, or even just survival to get out of that feeling of like we're failing or something. So once reaching that point of we're back on track, we're feeling good, we're doing great, we take it for granted. And then what happens is we let our foot off the gas and we just kind of step back and we start coasting again until we start again heading back down that downward spiral. So is that you? Do you do just enough to get yourself out of that failure zone and where you were, or do you coast? Or, do you keep going? Which one is you? Because I don't know about you, but I was a coaster and then down to failure. So let's actually talk about this. There's a big reason why people fail in any venture that they do in life. Whether it's trying to lose weight, whether it's trying to be happier, whether it's trying to eat healthier, or just be a calmer parent. There's a reason why many people fail. And it doesn't matter if you have failed at everything you have ever done, or you're just having amazing success. You can turn it around. You can turn anything around. So I know that has been myself most of my life, and I had the biggest stretch of the past 4 years of not falling back into that. But 2019 was definitely a really rough year for me. And not just for me, because what I went through in 2019 affected everybody in this household. So when I started having all of the health issues, my belief in, my God-given skills, it really fell apart. I felt like a failure. I'm doing all the right things and my body was failing despite it, Now, my adrenal issue is starting to turn into more of a thyroid issue. And there's a good chance that it's like, I believe the term was hypopituitarism. So it's like a form of hypothyroid, but a totally different side of that. So it's just, it's always so many things going on and on. And it was just reminding me how much I was going from, looking back over this past year, it was just reminding me how I was going from like failure to survival to heading back towards success, reaching awesome levels, and then failing right back down again. And, we do this in some area in our life, whether it's our health, whether it's our finances, whether it's our relationships. We all have some area in our life that this is happening. And if you're on right now, drop a hey, hit your favorite emoji, let me know you're here, or catch hashtag or post hashtag replay if you're going to catch the replay later. But, for me, God has been teaching me surrender. And if you know me, rest and surrender are like dirty curse words to me. It's like only lazy people use those words, or only lazy people do that, So no, I didn't know that was what he was trying to teach me until I got out of my own head. And guess what? It took me until the end of November before I finally got, through my thick skull that guess what? Yeah, that's what he's trying to teach you. But up until that point, for months, I was self-sabotaging because I was beginning to think that, maybe, I'm just not deserving. And yeah, like God is calling me this way to help people, but like, how can I help people when I can't even help myself, and therefore I don't deserve success? And since I believed that I didn't deserve success, even though he's like, no, this is what you need to be doing, I was sabotaging myself. So what I was saying was, yes, God's calling me to take care of myself, but I'm fed up with the time that it's taking to heal, and I'm just way too lazy to keep going. So he's going to have to come up with a new plan for my life. And you know what? We all lie to ourselves all of us, myself included. Last year was a mental struggle for me. And, one of my Fit family members was really honest, and she actually shared with us where she's been mentally. And I'm going to share this with you because I know this is many people. I have inboxes. Like I said, I had like 700 or 800 people reach out last year alone, wanting change. And you know what? Sadly, probably 90% of them did not make any change in their life, but she said, she shared that it truly is your mindset that controls your actions. And in my life, and I've had a lot of stressors happen since September, and I've not been the same. And I've been more angry, more not caring when I eat, or more not caring of what I eat 4 out of the 7 days, working out, dreading it because, I am just not into it. And to be honest, I need to get back, get my mindset back to being happy, back to being excited, back to having fun. And yes, I fail every single day. I am human. I cry a lot because, I'm failing at being a mom and a wife. But in reality, I'm not failing. I'm an awesome wife and an awesome mom. And I put myself last because this is the way I have been feeling. So I loved what she shared. She's admitting and realizing that she is feeling this way because she made the choice to put herself on the back burner, and by putting herself on the back burner, it put her on the curve towards failure. Is this you? I hear from a lot of women weekly who are doing this. And in fact, I went live over a week ago about a mom who I worked with who is choosing failure, choosing the path of failure. And it's affecting not only her, I'm sorry, I'm looking something up. It's affecting not only her, but her entire family. But she still believes in her head that by doing this, she's actually serving her family. You guys, it's not. What we forget about is none of that stuff matters. What matters is those same activities that we are taking to improve our life. We keep taking them, even after we get out of that failure zone, we finally reach that survival stage, and we're like, oh my gosh, I finally feel great again, and we have, we keep going until we have success. We don't just stop, we don't just coast, we keep going, we don't stop, so her finishing up with what she said, her goals, and she shared what her goals were, because if you're going to complain, I'm going to ask, well, what is your goal to change that? So she already knows all this stuff because she's worked with me for a while, but so she shared what she's going to do, and she's like, my goal is to just be better than I was yesterday, to be more patient, be more consistent, be more intentional, be more present. But these are the years that are flying by, and I want to enjoy my kids instead of yelling at them. I want to have more fun. But she realizes the goal just needs to be better than what you did yesterday. You just need to be better than you were Sunday, yesterday. This was January 2nd that we discussed this in our group, and she's still going strong. It's the 13th. She's still going strong, and she is being tested so hard. Most people, with what she has gone through since she admitted all of this stuff out loud to us, would have just been like, oh my gosh, I'm going to start over this week or something. They would have stopped. But think about it. How many times have you started to eat clean after day 3 or later? You're like, I'm not seeing the 6-pack in the mirror. The scale's not going down. And, it's maybe even going up, and you're just like, yep. Doesn't work. I'm going to go hit up Google and find something different to do. So you stop. You're like, oh, well, so-and-so down the street did like keto, so I'm going to do that or something. And you just try all these different crap. So yes, I was the queen of that too. I did the same thing. Or maybe you meal prep for a few days and you just think, oh my gosh, this takes way too long. I'm not going to keep doing this. I don't have time for this. I'm not seeing the results from my efforts this week. So you know what? I'm just going to stop. It's no big deal. We fail repeatedly and we stop having success, or we fail to have success because we can't get past that line of failure and survival into the good again. Because once we get into the good again, we're just like, oh my gosh, this feels so good. I'm done. I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. So we stop trying so hard. So we coast and then we dip back down again. So we quit doing the activities that got us back up there. So another Fit family member shared, and she shared, consistency is the key. However, we need to remember that to be consistent in good habits and keep learning and keep that learning mindset. And it's easy to stay in bad habits and make excuses not to change. We want to stay in that comfort zone, and that may be consistent in the comfort. Oh my gosh. Sorry, consistency is key. However, we need to remember to be consistent in good habits and keep that learning consistent in good habits and keep that learning mindset. And it's so easy to stay in bad habits and make excuses not to change. And we want to stay in that comfort zone, and that may be consistent, but that comes from a place of not wanting to accept that there's a better way and that we need to change. Coasting is way easier, and it took me a long time to see that pattern in myself, but what a game changer when you do. So here's the thing. You don't have to do these outrageous things to be successful. You just have to be consistent and show up. That's it. The problem is it's just as easy to do those things as it is not to do those things. And it's fine. 99% of the people are sadly not doing them. And are you part of the 99%? I will actually post the photo that I shared in our team group of the Fit family of, this penny compounding over 30 days. And yes, it's about finances, but ultimately it's about your goals in all aspects of life, whether it's, health, financial, your spiritual health, your relationship with him, whatever it is, it affects everything. Every single thing that you do today is compounding into something bigger. So if you keep showing up today, tomorrow, day 15, day 30, day 90, everything you are doing is compounding. So is your life just a get out of failure and survival and coast, or do you keep improving up and to improve the quality of your life? Because if you're constantly going down and feeling like a failure, it's a good sign that you're being lazy and coasting. So now you have a choice to make. When you reach that level of feeling good again, are you going to coast or are you going to push? And I read that, and then I just took inventory of what my year has been, and I was just like, oh my gosh, that was me. I've not been pushing this past year, and I was coasting or failing, and my mind was just blowing, So my mindset, it really fell apart last year. And if you let life happen to you, guess what? You're going to get all the sucky stuff. You're going to be in survival mode and reactionary mode the entire time. But all right, guys, I really hope that this gives you something to think about, that these are just some things that we have been talking about in our Fit family. If you're ready to unstuck yourself and join others doing the same thing, reach out. We would love to have you. But all right, guys, get out there and make it awesome.